also watches the time because we do have responsibilities in the morning. So that's kind of nice. On the day I'm following, I don't have to think about time at all. It's all up to her completely, and vice versa, of course. So then that gives me a chance as a follower. But then the next day, I'm the leader. And that by emphasizing these roles, by really clarifying them more fully, it gets out of that mushiness in the middle, which I think gets people bogged down.
Well, it adds a lot. Go ahead.
Before, I want to hear what you have to say, Antoinette. I just want to know, before Tantra, when you had lovemaking, but it wasn't as frequent, did you have that feeling? A lot of people have that feeling that, and I know I've had it too, if I approach my partner and my partner says, no, not now, I took it personally.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I had this resentment on top. Like, then I was going to have sex, and I had resentment because of the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it carries over.
It carries over, and it's really natural. The agreement to make the commitment to have sex every day, and also the agreement to honor each other's unique erotic excitements, really opens a lot of space, and it's tremendous permission giving, and it really deepens intimacy between the two partners in a relationship, because usually people will withhold their unique erotic excitements because they're afraid of, will my partner think I'm too weird, or will my partner refuse, or whatever. So the fear of rejection is really high.
Yeah.
And of course, that's even present with just the act of asking, or approaching the lovemaking. There's that too. And so again, that commitment to have a sexual spiritual practice on a daily basis really removes a lot of that fear of rejection. However, it also opens doors for a deepening of intimacy, because one of the things that we ask each other every morning, the leader asks the follower, are you available this morning? And that, with all freedom, opens the door for the partner to say, well, yes, I am wholeheartedly, let's go, or no, I'm not available. And then the next question is, well, what's there instead? And so sometimes it is emotions that are carryovers from maybe something else that happened the day before, or an interaction, or maybe things that are being anticipated for future time and later in the day. It could be anything, or it could be perhaps unique.
Listen, if I had a flight to catch, I just want you to know, if I had a flight to catch and my partner said, are you available? I don't know if I'd be available.
Exactly.
I always have so much going on before a flight to catch. It's
That's
amazing
right.
to me.
Right. Yeah.
You would be.
And so the opportunity is to really come back into being present in the moment, to explore with emotional release processes, or, just what's present in the moment kind of dialogue. There are lots of ways to really explore what's there, to then work and navigate into the availability. And it's just amazing, the exploration of self and the exploration of partner and relationship, the depth of relationship, the sharing that comes through, and honoring time, honoring surrender, honoring each individual's personal power and wholeness, and so it really does deepen the intimacy.
How did you really trip on this? How did you, or stumble upon it? I don't know how to put it, but there's many Tantra couples in the world, or, at least I know them. I know the Tantra, and there's many more couples entering the world of Tantra every day.
Right.
How did you stumble upon this everyday thing? Who came up with the idea?
Yeah, I think it was Richard. and as I remembered, it really was born. I think there's some sort of a formula that when there's dissatisfaction with a situation, then out of that dissatisfaction is born the impetus for creating change. And so positive things can come from that. How do you remember it, Richard?
I wanted to do a spiritual practice at discovering Tantra and to do the practice. And we have this technique called the Cobra breaths and these every day. And I thought, wow, this is sexual spiritual. What about doing sexual every day and not jockeying around? I call it jockeying because then you have to kind of, is this a good timing? Is it a good timing for me? Is it a good timing for her? If Antoinette asks me, is it a good timing? Am I in the mood? All that little jockeying, it gets tiresome. And we also don't face each other because then we're spinning in our own worlds a lot. And when are the times when we really merge? And I thought, well, what if we made our practice a daily practice? We have other daily things, I brush and floss every day. I do many things the same every day. What if we built this in to be it's like a quick trip to Maui every morning. And so it's like, wow. And so by doing it every morning, no longer was it jockeying, no longer was it avoiding each other, spinning in our own worlds. We face deeper and deeper things about ourselves individually. But then we really realized, wow, we're in this space together. What are we going to do to make it interesting? How are we going to do to make it alive and sustain it? Many people don't know how to sustain, Laurie. So that was we discovered it. And I remember in the Tantra world even, at the time, this was pretty many years ago, 12 years ago, there were some that kind of laughed or poo-pooed it and said, oh, yeah, having sex in your daily practice time, of course they were kind of thinking that there was something wrong with that it didn't belong.
Listen, I don't even want to go there. I bet I know just who those people are. I don't even want to go there.
That's right. And somehow that was one of our gifts, is that sex is a true partner with meditation.
That's
it's a true
correct.
Partner. It's an equal. It's not a stepsister. It's a partner with heart connection. It's a partner with consciousness, the evolution of consciousness. It's a real true partner. And of course, if it's a true partner, well then make it a part of a true day. If it's an alive day, make it an important priority part of
Beautiful.
Each day.
I have often, two things that just come up for me when I hear you. One is, I have often thought that if a business meeting is important enough,
yes,
for me to make a business meeting, which I'm involved with and do all the time.
Sure.
I'm in business meeting after business meeting. Then making love, it's important enough to make a love meeting, a sex meeting with my partner.
Yes.
That's one thing. And the other thing that comes to mind, and this is something I discovered a long time ago, and that it was, I had this outrage about people having to go behind closed doors and behind screens and in the dark. This is before I was tantric, but of course I was always tantric. I just didn't know that I was. I was unconscious of my tantricness.
Yes.
I was outraged by the fact that people's nudity and their body and their lovemaking had to go in the dark, covered up, behind doors, when in fact after killing in a war, there's a ticker tape parade and everybody comes out to throw confetti and cheer when people come home from war after killing, and this is making life, and that's taking life.
Yes.
So you are exhibiting to me this so much creative life force in just having to be creative with each other to keep it. Oh, yeah, there's something else. Wait. My best friend Edward is my salsa partner. We do salsa dancing together, and Edward says he always comes to one of my courses, my ecstasy course, and talks to the men. He says there are 3 things about dance that you have to do in life with women. One is keep her safe. Don't bang her into any other dance partners, on the dance floor. 2, keep it interesting or else she's going to get bored with you. And 3, make her look good. So it feels to me like you've applied this with each other in the sense of taking responsibility to keep it creative, to keep it in the flow, to keep it real, to keep it fresh, making love in the unknown. Amazing.
Yeah. And connected to a bigger purpose. Thank you, Laurie. We have done that. And to make connected to a deeper purpose, I like what you're saying about how it's kind of walled off. And one of the things that we do is we come to the end of each of our sacred times together, essential time together, is that we practice what we call orgasmic beneficence. It's sending out the arousal, the orgasming, the spiritual consciousness, the mystery worlds, the beauty out into, by blessing each other. Again, we take turns, and one of us will bless one of us, and then the other will bless the other. To send this energy out, beneficence meaning to do good, is a pure gift to the world. We send it to each other, to our partnership, to our family, to our grandson, to our students. We send this out to the world as a whole, anywhere. And we feel these energy waves. They are real waves, and that they go out. And this love, this excitement out to the world. And that gives it a bigger meaning. We feel like it's connected, which is just so special.
What are the kinds of things that you might say or focus on if you're sending this fabulous... And it's reminding me of when everyone said to have orgasms for peace.
Yeah.
There was a movement then.
Right. Yes. Well, it's very similar to that. And so our orgasmic beneficence ceremony, if to call it that, for example, when I bless, on the day that I lead, then I bless Richard first, when we're complete with our lovemaking and our spiritual practice of our breathing and meditation. And so what I do is, lying at his side, I place my hand at his pubic bone and speak a blessing. Speak a blessing to, as he said earlier, as to him, blessing him as he moves through his day, blessing our relationship, our love, blessing our students who are coming to our next course. And so for, a couple of weeks before we teach our course, we will be, every day we'll bless those students in preparation, to sending this energy to them for the highest good, however they receive it, to use it in their stepping into this practice. And I may also say, and sending it out to our family, sending it to world leaders, sending it to all of those who may be struggling in some way in the world. And so I make circles at the pubic bone and speak this blessing. And then I unite the energy of the second chakra at the pubic bone area with his heart chakra, and say something. It's different every time I do the blessing. But to say something about.
Do you put your hand there? I mean,
Yes.
When you unite the heart chakra, you put your hand there and you put.
I do. Yeah. So I'll slide my hand up to the heart and speak something about bringing the vibrance of this life force sexual energy in connection with heart, and bringing the loving energy of the heart in connection with the sex, and then slide my hand up to his brow center and speak something about that there be passionate awareness and conscious sexuality with a loving heart for a loving new world. And then I will chant the Aum mantra, which is the three vowel sounds of Aum are the vowel sounds for the heart, the sex, and the third eye, or the sixth chakra. And so that's a way of completing that blessing and gifting of the energy.
That's so beautiful. Do you can we do that? We could do a quick Aum chant just so people can really get the feeling of it. I'd like to do it together with you.
Yeah, that is great. Yes.
Okay, I think one of you has a better singing voice than me. I'm not sure, but I could go in, or I could started, and you'll just have to be on sort of a E flat minor, something like that.